You're listening to The Real Short Box, a comic book podcast made for geeks by geeks.
Hello and welcome to The Real Short Box, everybody. We're all having a great time today. My name's Jarrett.
My name's Donald.
And I am Kevin.
And today we're going to be so joyous, but not. Actually, today we're going to get all greedy and covetous of our books, but we're also going to our precious books, but we're also going to share some knowledge with you and hopefully give you some clues on books to buy. That's right. We're doing another prospecting episode where we tell you books that we think are going to go up. We also kind of do these prospecting / shaming episodes now where we also like to shame people on eBay. We won't give names or anything, but we will tell prices for books that is fucking insane.
We're the mama birds that are puking in your mouth to give you nutrition.
Right.
And we're trying to protect you from some very nasty scoundrels out there.
Nasty
right.
hobbitses.
Well, I know I got some random ones. What do you guys? Who wants to go first?
I can go first. I've got a good one. I've actually got these three I've purchased from the last week. Highly recommend them. The first one I'm going to talk about is the all-new Ghost Rider #1. Now, this came out only like a couple years ago.
Right.
It is the first appearance of Robbie Reyes, who is our, I believe, Southern California, Los Angeles Ghost Rider who drives...
Angelino.
Right. So, sorry.
Is he related to...
You would know.
Is he related to Jamie Reyes?
Yeah, I was just kind of saying, like, that's not too creative.
Right. I know. I know. But you know what? I can stand him more than I can.
Well, yeah, for obvious
Jaime
reasons.
Reyes. I'm Jaime Reyes.
And now this is the Ghost Rider that's currently on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season, right?
Yes, that was in the first half and the last episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. of this season.
Okay.
Or the last two episodes of this season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah. They did him justice, I thought, for what they did with him. I don't think there's too much difference in the character. I mean, you know, he's out for vengeance and,
Right.
and you know, he's got the penance stare and the chain and stuff. It's just instead of a motorcycle, he drives around like a Charger or something. He drives around a car.
Like a muscle car.
Yeah.
But now, how does the chain work with the car? He just throws it out the window?
Well, he has a chain wrapped around him, so yeah, he could throw it out the window or get out.
Right.
and
I'm
take
going
the
to
chain
pull
off.
over and deal with you punks.
Yeah, exactly. I think I picked this issue up for like $9,
Yeah.
and that's including shipping. It's very reasonable, very cheap. I don't think this book's going to go anywhere right now,
Right.
but I think that, honestly, because of the whole diversity issue that they're dealing with recently in comic books and in movies and stuff, that he could make an appearance at some point in time in a movie.
Right.
So I think that instead of trying to get Johnny Blaze, which is a lot more expensive,
Right.
getting Robbie Reyes is more of a cheaper investment for those with a tighter budget.
About
So
Dan
I
Ketch?
recommend it.
About Dan Ketch, don't forget him.
You could
I
still
think
get
that's
Dan.
a reasonable one, too.
Yeah, you could still get
The
Dan and
90s
Ketch.
Ghost Rider.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Which was
you
a
could
great
still do
series.
that.
I love the beginning of that series.
Oh, yes. And what they did with what Jason Aaron did with his most recent run on Ghost Rider was amazing. Like, if you guys haven't read his run on Ghost Rider, please, please, please pick it up. Highly recommend it.
Aaron is
Like, he
golden
made the
boy.
orb cool.
Really?
Yeah. Anybody that can make the orb cool is cool in my book.
And
Cool.
we had just talked about him on a podcast. He's the giant eyeball guy, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. And then, like, nun assassins and shit like that in
Oh,
his
wow.
run. It's really cool, guys.
That's
really
awesome.
cool. Yeah. So, highly recommend it. Highly, highly, highly. That's my first book, anyway. Kevin?
All right, my first book is Amazing Spider-Man #344, the first appearance of Cletus Cassidy.
Oh, interesting.
Not yet when he becomes Cars, but just his introduction when he...
The man behind the
The man
symbiote.
behind the bloody symbiote.
Interesting.
I have a feeling, I could be wrong,
Well, the check is in the mail, as they
checks
say.
in the mail, yes. Because, you know, if Venom has his own movie, why not throw Carnage in there?
Right.
Now, I could be dead wrong, but you know at some point, he will be brought in.
Right, and as we've seen with characters like when Ant-Man took off and Scott Lang, so there's like the Avengers where we first meet Scott Lang, and then there's the comic, I think it's a Marvel premiere, I'm not sure, where we have the first Scott Lang Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm.
The first, obviously, him as Ant-Man is worth the most, but that Scott Lang book's not too cheap either. You can, that definitely went up because of that. So
Yeah.
that Cletus book would definitely go up.
Absolutely. Yeah, very true.
My first book is going to be X-Men number 4. And before you go, oh my god, in the 60s, you son of a bitch. No, I'm talking about the Jim Lee run from the 90s.
1991 to be precise, sir.
To be exact. 1991 X-Men number 4. Great cover. The first appearance of Omega Red.
What?
Whoa.
Now this book, much like the Ghost Rider book, still completely attainable. In fact, a lot of those Jim Lee X-Men books are attainable,
For
and I
obvious
think
reasons.
really good books to get. Yeah, there was a huge print run of them. But I also think those books, because there was a huge print run, it's almost going to be the backfire thing of so many people got rid of those books, so keeping them in good condition is going to be key. So I picked one up for about $10, including shipping, and Omega Red is a character that
He's a cool character.
he's a great character. That he's a Russian kind of super soldier, and he's got these tentacles that he
They're
uses.
basically like the Russian version of adamantium, essentially. Carbonadium.
Carbonadium or something like that. He's a badass looking dude. And the thing about Omega Red is, he's a Wolverine / X-Men villain that they're going to redo the Wolverine franchise. He also just makes a great X-Men villain. So he's definitely, and he's unused, and he's definitely like raw talent that they're going to tap into. Another thing, hey, just politically, we're dealing with all this Russian stuff. I'm saying once the Russians take over officially of the United States, Omega Red's going to be like our new Captain America. So this X-Men number 4 is going to skyrocket.
Wow, that's a good point.
Yeah.
It's going to skyrocket red,
That's
mean.
right, rocket right to the moon. Yeah. So get your hammer and sickle ready, because we're going back to the old commie days, and we're all going to be under the red flag.
And under a red sun with
And
Superman.
Red Sun. Jesus. Everything is a DC Elseworlds crossover with you. So
yes.
yeah, X-Men number 4, 1991, first Omega Red.
I got a quick one for you in my pants. But besides that,
Whoa.
I have the Amazing Spider-Man King Size Annual number 16. What's so important about this issue, you might ask?
I don't know. Oh, wait. What is so important about
Wait.
this shit?
Hey, there we go.
Oh, wait. I'm looking at it right now. It has to be the Black Woman Captain Marvel.
Yes, it says presenting the exciting origin of the all-new, all-different, all-terrific Captain Marvel. Now, I know, guys. They are making a Captain Marvel movie, and it is Carol Danvers.
Right.
We all know this. We all get that. But before the female Captain Marvel, there was another female Captain Marvel.
Right.
And it was Monica Rambeau. Monica Rambeau is an African-American Captain America, or Captain Marvel, not Captain America. Jesus.
African American Captain Marvel. African Marvel Captain America.
Right, exactly. Yes, very confusing. But anyway, she was a really cool character. She
Great
could
character.
like construct herself out of light energy or something like that. It was very powerful.
I put her on one of my dream teams because she is super powerful, and she was
Underrated.
yes,
extremely underrated.
yes, and I don't know if she's been back, if she's even
I
on
don't
the
know.
radar, to be honest.
True. I do know they renamed her Photon or something at one point because they obviously were like, okay, it's time to get away from the Captain
Right.
Marvel name. But she was always like badass in that we've talked about in a podcast a while ago, that Avengers Under Siege where the Masters of Evil take over. She was the one they couldn't touch. They tried to do something with her, but they couldn't touch her because she was too powerful.
Eventually, they just started to tell a story about their grandfather when he was in World War I, and they all fell asleep because they didn't know
terrible.
anything about World War I.
Terrible.
Yeah. This book I picked up, I believe I picked it up for $15. I got it in a whole set with like 3 other annual books from Spider-Man. It was pretty cool.
That's
pretty cool
cool
package
I like
deal.
that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so I got a really good deal on it. If you get it at a 9.8 graded CGC, you would have to pay $279, according to this son of a bitch on eBay. But otherwise, if you're a normal human being and you just want the book in great condition for cheap, you would spend anywhere from $11 to $20. So I highly recommend not getting the CGC for $279 from this son of a bitch that's trying to overcharge you. You can CGC it yourself for about $25. If you spend $10, that's only $35, people that do math. It's a great deal. Highly recommend it. Like you said, Jarrett, she's a great character.
Hey, look. So this is what you know. What we just kind of nailed a thing we can do right now, live. You guys are coming in live
On
but
Facebook?
not, on Facebook. No, live right now. I just came up with an idea. Thank you to Donald. We tell the books that we like, that we bought, what we got them for, and then we immediately just look at eBay at the CGC prices for some of these.
Oh, yeah.
I just looked at an X-Men number 4 The Omega Red one?
What'd you say?
$250.
What is it CGC'd?
That was $250. Oh,
9 point something?
9.8.
Did it sell for that, or someone just listing it?
Somebody's listing it for
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you what's being sold for when I do get to my books.
Well, at least these guys here on mine have free shipping.
Well, that's always a good thing. I'm gonna rip you off, but I'm gonna give you free shipping.
Here's the 3 in a row. 9.8 at 260, 9.6 is 235, and a 9.6 at 175.
And does it have next to it like possible TV show, Avengers, might be a movie?
No, it doesn't, to be honest. Thankfully.
Oh, that's good.
But
right, Kevin?
Now you bring that up, let me really quickly go through something that I showed you guys earlier that almost made me laugh. Actually, it did make me laugh. Wolverine number 75. I'm just saying this because it's a famous issue. It's where Wolverine gets the adamantium pulled out and then Magneto mind is shut down by Professor Xavier.
Right.
Someone has a CGC copy, 9.9, and this person has the right, or they believe they have the right to charge $650 buy it
For
now
what?
price.
For what?
For Wolverine number 75, which Lord knows
That's the
how
one with
many
the
copies.
hologram thing, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Hologram
Lord
ones.
and gravy.
1993.
A
Now,
book you could for sure pick up in any dollar bin.
Yeah,
Yes.
because there's so many copies out there.
Now, if you're that crazy, and I hate to say it, just outright stupid, to buy this book for $650, then that means you have some money to burn.
You stupid crazy.
9.9, yeah, 9.9 is great, but for a book like this,
Yeah.
I don't think so. If it's New Mutants number 98, different story.
Yeah.
But Wolverine 75, I'm sorry. This person should be ashamed of himself or herself. Probably a he. He should be ashamed of himself. Take this down, sir. Take this down.
Shame on you.
If anything, if I were you, take a zero off. $65. And I rest my case. And now let me get to the real business at hand. The next one I have is Green Lantern Volume 3, Issue 48.
48.
Yes, sir.
That's when he tries to resurrect Coast City, right? Hal Jordan?
I believe so.
Am I correct?
But there is also within there the first appearance of Kyle Rayner.
Was that 48?
Yes, sir.
Huh.
Yeah.
Cool. Kyle Rayner's a good one. I love Kyle Rayner.
Me too. And
I don't know anybody that doesn't, really. Well, except for, like, hardcore Hal Jordan fans when they made him nuts.
or Major
Major Force.
Major Force.
Yeah,
He's not a
hates
big
him
fan.
so much he did something with his girlfriend.
Like, I'll kill
In a
your girlfriend and
refrigerator.
stuff her in a refrigerator.
I believe it's a possibility if all goes well, and since Wonder Woman has, as we talked about in an earlier podcast, I said Wonder Woman was a key movie this year along with Justice League to save the DCEU.
Well, it's going to be Wonder Woman for sure that will save the DCEU.
Right. We will likely see on schedule the Green Lantern Corps movie around 2020, and I believe Kyle Rayner will be in this film.
You know what I liked about the Green Lantern Corps comic that came out before the whole New 52 mess?
Oh, that was good stuff.
Yeah, it was.
Did our buddy Pete Tomasi write that one, or was that?
I think he did briefly, yeah, for a bit actually. Okay. And before that, it was the artist from Watchmen. I can't remember his name to save my life, and I apologize, sir.
Oh God.
Not Alan Moore.
No.
Alan Moore was the writer.
Alan Moore was the writer.
I'm sorry, Alan Moore. Good Lord. Gibbons.
Yeah, Dave Gibbons. Yeah. He started out writing it. He was the original writer of the Green Lantern Corps, the redo that they did not too long ago. Back when Jeff Johns was just starting out on Green Lantern. Mm-hmm. But when he did that, it was Kyle and Guy were like best of friends.
Right.
Guy would be like, let's go to Warriors Bar and have drinks. And Kyle's like, okay, I'm going to talk about my feelings. And Guy's like, yeah, as long as we can punch somebody. So it was cool, the relationship they had. Now, recently, they've tried to push Guy and Jon Stewart being best friends.
Oh, really?
Which I don't think works quite as well because you don't have that big difference. You don't have a war and peace kind of guy. You have a war and a war kind of guy.
Yeah, and a different kinds of war. It's like... Yeah. Jon Stewart's kind of more of the uptight, like...
He's a Marine.
He's a Marine.
Yeah, not a big fan of that dynamic that they're trying to push on us now.
Interesting.
If anything, I would prefer Hal and John kind of, mix it kind of like together.
Yeah, I think it should be Hal and John and Kyle and Guy.
Right. Now...
Oh, let me just finish here. I'll tell you on eBay, actual sold prices for this issue. Now, 9.8 sold for $75 just a few days ago. Then another one sold for $51.76, which is a 9.6, which is interesting, and it was signed by Ron Mars. And just a regular, clean, raw copy, I have $8 and $14 that it actually sold for.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think I picked it up for $4 or $5 recently at a shop. It's not an expensive book, guys. You can still grab it. Amazingly, you can still grab the first appearance of Kyle Rayner for that cheap.
Yeah.
For now.
He's such a cool character.
And,
Such a cool character.
And do not let some guy rip you off. So if they do make an announcement in the next year or so of Green Lantern Corps and they say Kyle Rayner's going to be in it, do not get ripped off.
Yeah,
No.
that guy still got to pick that book up.
Hey! Real quick, I want to mention something, guys. Spiros Heroes in Canoga Park. Awesome comic book shop. Great vintage collection. They have room after room after room of back issues from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and beyond. All 50 cents a piece. Sometimes they even have sales at 10 cents a piece, guys. I'm not kidding. You have to check them out. Spiros Heroes in Canoga Park, California.
I got a random one for you, and this is an interesting one. This is true prospecting, guys. So, looking at Spider-Man Homecoming, and what I really like about that movie, as we call them on our Super Palookas page, a lot of palookas. Like a lot of like those kind of like more like D-list, maybe B-list character villains. Like for instance, we have the Tinkerer. I mean, you're not going to get his first appearance in Spider-Man number 2, but the Tinkerer and the Shocker, with the Vulture. So you have these kind of like lower rent villains,
those
which
are cool
I think
ones.
are really cool.
Yeah.
So I was looking through the casting on the IMDb, and what's cool too is a lot of them are all young kids, so their characters are going to grow into these other characters. One of the characters was Jason Macendale.
Wait. Jason Macendale is in the second person who would become the Hobgoblin?
And who was he first? Jack-O-Lantern.
Jack-O-Lantern.
Yeah. Jason Macendale was Jack-O-Lantern and becomes the Hobgoblin later on. Jack-O-Lantern was a very much like a Green Goblin Hobgoblin. He had a flaming pumpkin head, and instead of like a glider, he bounced around on like a pogo stick thing and threw pumpkin bombs. One of the coolest, like silliest yet coolest designs. His first appearance was Machine Man number 19 in 1981. Totally gettable book. I think I got mine, in the $15 range. Totally gettable. And it's a character that obviously, most people are going to look at the IMDb and go, yeah, Jason Macendale. I don't know what that character is. He's probably just going to be because it's a kid, so he's probably at the high school with Peter Parker. Mm-hmm. But if you know your comics history and you do your prospecting right, you're going to say, oh, they didn't just randomly name that guy Jason Macendale. They're going to be working with that guy on something.
And he's a great way to get around the Green Goblin conundrum.
Yeah, fuck the Green Goblin stuff. We're done with it.
Marvel and Sony and Spider-Man can't seem to get around.
Yeah.
The fact that the Green Goblin's done.
Right, it's done.
He's been way overdone.
Yeah.
Way overdone.
Same with
Let
Dr.
him go.
Doom and Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
Like,
let him
Or
go.
Lex Luthor and Superman.
or Lex, yeah.
Yes, please. God, let them all fucking go.
Yeah. Great, great villains, but done to death in the silver screen.
Make some room for some other guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And thinking about it, Spider-Man 2 was probably one of the best, if not the best, Spider-Man films, and it had Doc Ock,
Right.
Dr. Octopus,
One
who
of
was
the best villains I've seen on the screen.
right because they did him right. He
Right.
wasn't in. He's not even like he's
three-
popular,
he's three-dimensional
but he's
character.
not like crazy, like amazingly until Spider-Man 2 when they made him sympathetic.
Yep.
Right.
And they made him like kind of a mentor and almost family to
Right.
Peter Parker.
Right.
Then it became important.
Came powerful.
Yes,
Right.
that's all you have to do, guys.
So Macendale is great because, yes, they can go so many routes. And obviously, like I said, that wasn't an accident that they cast a kid and gave him the name Jason Macendale. They're going to be building on that character. Are they going to have him go to Jack-O-Lantern and then Hobgoblin? Or are they going to have him go straight to Hobgoblin? I don't know. But we do know that he is first Jack-O-Lantern, and his first appearance is Machine Man number 19. Like I said, totally gettable book in the 15 to 20 range. And I would say you can get it. I would say $15 is a fair price, but if you pay $20 for it, you're not getting ripped off because it's an older book. It's kind of obscure, and it's a great cover. It's got Machine Man grabbing his arms with this Jack-O-Lantern going nana 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 on his big pogo stick, and I love those kind of costume C-list characters. They're like some of my favorites. So yeah, highly recommend that.
Very cool. I've got another one here. I think it's a really cool book. I picked it up. I think I paid like $15 or $20 for it. It's Amazing Spider-Man number 265. This is important right now because the fact that it's the first appearance of the Silver Sable.
Right.
Silver Sable was just mentioned as far as being in her own movie, possibly with the Black Cat.
The Black Cat, yeah.
So that is a
Silver and
possibility.
black.
Yeah, that is a possibility that will happen. It's not a guarantee. Of course, this is, Hollywood. But pick it up now, guys, while you can. Pick it up now. Pick it up fast. The most expensive I saw CGC was $126, so it's not crazy.
Right.
But for a book that you can pick up for $20 non-CGC, I recommend picking it up non-CGC, just getting it in near mint shape.
Right.
And you shouldn't have to worry. Probably the most you'll spend is $35 to $40.
Right.
But definitely pick it up as soon as you can, because it is going to go through the roof.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. And it's got, black costume Spider-Man on the cover. You can't go wrong.
No.
This is when he was using the symbiote suit.
And it's such a cool... Those Spider-Man covers are just great, too.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely good.
Yeah.
Definitely cool. Definitely recommend it.
You got another one?
Yes, something fairly simple. I believe that one of the possible future villains in the MCU after Phase 3 is complete could be the Beyonder.
Beyonder?
Yes, it's a possibility.
Nice.
No, that's true because...
I'm speculating, of course.
Well, because once the Infinity Gauntlet stuff is done, we're done with Thanos, so that's that.
Where do you go next? I mean, there's places you can go. If they're able to, rumor has that they're trying to get some deal done with the Fantastic Four characters, so maybe like an Annihilus, people like that could come into play, a Molecule Man or whatever. But I'm thinking the Beyonder is a possibility. So, Secret Wars #1. If anything, go for the whole set, obviously, 1 through 12. But definitely #1 is the first appearance. $10, $15 at the most you should pay from what I'm seeing here on actual sales. Why not get a head start on this years in advance? Go after those.
This is first series Secret Wars?
Yes, first series, 1984. Yes,
because they did that sequel.
Yeah. You mean like the one where you had the Jerry curls?
When you had the Jerry curls and the Eddie Murphy,
the purple
or it was like
outfit.
a white. Yeah, it was like a white jumper.
Outfit. Yeah, white jumper.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, I think the Beyonder would probably be a very reasonable next threat.
Right.
Once this is all said and done. So obviously I'm talking somewhere in the 2020s. So maybe like 2024. Now this, 7-8 years from now, this could be the new threat. So just for the fun of it, if you just want to think way ahead into the future, the Beyonder, I believe is.
If you want to look
beyond. Yes.
Into the future.
Into the future, yes.
You might want to look at the Beyonder, guys.
Yes.
Yes, Beyonder. Yes, indeed.
My last book I'm going to say is another random one that I wasn't even aware of until somebody pointed it out, or not pointed out, but I was looking at somebody's eBay and they had it listed. Now, they've been talking for a while about doing 100 Bullets.
Oh, really?
The movie. I've heard it's going to be, I think...
Is that Azzarello?
Yeah.
That wrote that? Okay.
And now, 100 Bullets is a great story. If you get all the trades, it's such a cool story. It goes for 100 issues. Basically, you got a guy who comes with a suitcase, a Tashi suitcase, and says, hey, there's like 100 bullets that are cleanly unmarked. You can get away and you can kill anybody you want. And that's the gimmick, but then it goes on and on into this really in-depth story that's very much like a Tarantino film for like 100 issues. It's great. And 100 Bullets #1 is not a cheap book. But in Preacher number 51, there's the first preview of 100 Bullets. And you can get that book for pretty damn cheap.
Which issue?
Preacher number 51.
Oh, it's Preacher #1. I was like, no, you can't.
No, you can't. No, Preacher number 51, it's got the 100 bullets. It even says it on the front. It says 100 bullets preview inside.
It's interesting that those classify as first appearances.
Right.
Because I was looking at the first appearance of Blue Devil, first appearance of Amethyst.
Right.
In DC Comics. In both of those are preview comics. They're previews in another issue of another book.
Right.
And those are legit classified as the first appearances.
Right.
So these previews in comics are no joke.
Right.
They are the first appearance.
Right. Now, this 100 Bullets one is weird because when you look around for first 100 Bullets, if you see the CG seed, and some people will sell it for crazy amounts, and some people will sell it for $5. That's what's cool about it. It's one of those weird kind of books. But the thing about it is, it's kind of hard to research right now. So that's the thing I think. Like, if you look up 100 Bullets, like on Wikipedia, it just says 100 Bullets. 100 Bullets #1 will say first Agent Graves, which is one of the main characters, and first one of the other characters, the girl in it. And so those are their first appearances, but this 100 Bullets preview came before that.
Yeah.
So I think when this show, if it happens... Now, I know this is what Tom Hardy... Remember when Tom Hardy was attached to Suicide Squad? He was going to play Rick Flag, and then he backed out?
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, why did he back out? And then it came out that he was... they're like, oh, don't be... Like, he's not dissing DC. He's going to come back and do another DC property because it's a DC Vertigo, I think, property. Yeah. And he... Not only is going to do it, but from what I've read, he bought the rights. He has like a production company, and they bought the rights to 100 Bullets.
Oh, so he's going to do it.
He's going to do it.
Yeah.
He'd be perfect for it.
Or if it gets done, it's going to be under him, and it'll get done because he's Tom Hardy right now. He's like one of the hottest actors.
Tom fucking Hardy.
Tom motherfucking Hardy.
Yes.
But, so, it's a good book to get. Like I said, you can get it for like $8. Relatively cheap. In fact, I'm going to do something real crazy right now.
What you gonna do?
You're gonna buy it right now?
I'm buying it right now.
He's buying it live, ladies and gentlemen, live on the podcast.
$7.99 free shipping.
Now wait a
Sold.
second. Sir, wait a second.
He bought it.
Wait. You didn't call your wife to get approval.
No,
that's
but
right.
This one, I'm gonna let slide because
Live in trouble.
Yeah, live in trouble. But yet, I still bought the comic because you know what? It was $7.99, and I know this book's going up.
You know what? You can just tell your wife I said I... No, I'm not. No,
Nobody's
never
gonna say
mind.
anything.
Yeah,
We're all just gonna be quiet.
Yep.
In fact, this never happened. She won't listen to this.
Yeah, but your daughters listen, don't they?
Oh,
my God.
Stella's gonna rat you out.
Yeah, my little girl rats me out, man. She rats me out. She's like, Daddy, what's that? I'm like, just no. She's like, you're not supposed to buy comic books. I'm like, I know. I just got this one. It doesn't matter.
I'm telling mommy.
Have a Reese's. Just shut up.
Yeah, I'll buy you a book if you shut your mouth. Okay, I want Amazing Spider-Man 300.
Well, can't go back. I bought it, okay? Preview of 100 Bullets, 1999, Preacher number 51. And like I said, go look at it. Let me see. Real quick. Here, you guys maybe want to wrap it up, but I'm going to look at Preacher number 51 real quick.
Sure.
CGC, somebody's selling it for $175.
Nice. You
Somebody's
get that
selling
book
it-
and you CGC it.
Somebody's selling it for $25. So the price is all over the place, but everybody is definitely trying to go first 100 Bullets on this one. So it's a book to get. Although, look at this one. Okay, this is a weird one. CGC 9.2, Preacher number 51, first 100 Bullets. They're selling it for $11.95,
Yeah.
and the shipping is $17.15.
What?
That's expensive shipping.
This is a weird one.
Is it
That's
from
very
Canada?
weird. Doesn't say. Usually it says
But
from
being
Canada.
some steel case is coming in.
Right. One of those steel books.
You know what
from
it
Best
is?
Buy.
This person has no idea what they're talking about. Main character, Walking Dead. It's a Preacher book,
Uh-huh.
and they're saying main characters. Well, no, they're from New Hampshire. They have no excuses.
New Hampshire's pretty close to the border, though.
Yeah. But if you look at it, it does say on the CGC 100 Bullets preview. So, I mean, I think that's about as close as you're going to get to the first 100 Bullets.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, please, thank you for listening. And please subscribe to us on iTunes, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook. We have SmackDown Sundays.
SmackDown Sundays, you know, we do our SmackDown podcast. We pick characters against each other, say who's going to win. But in this one, we kind of do ones that we haven't done yet, and we leave it up to you, the audience. Wait, you, the people,
Right.
to decide who can win.
And on Instagram, we've been posting a lot of books that some of us have been buying and purchasing and stuff that we think that you would be interested in, asking questions so you can respond if you would like and ask your own questions about the books we got, where we got them, how much we paid, things like that. Yeah. We're always willing to help out. That's what we're here for.
And every now and then, sporadically, a dick pic. But, you know, you'll never know unless you subscribe.
My God.
My God is right.
That's exactly it.
So with that, with our dick pics, with our Facebook and our Instagram, we'll see you, hopefully, at the comic shop.
This has been The Real Short Box. We'll see you at the comic shop. Thanks for listening.